while explosions just constantly. Every footstep was an explosion. But we don't have that budget. But downtime stuff.
We just do
We do everything.
We
We built.
we build quads, we build forts.
We made a huge fort that was so. It's huge.
Massive. Okay, it's about. Okay, what would you say? Like from.
It's so big that when they told me they added a floor, I thought they meant a story. Like.
Yeah, she's pacing out the size of the thing. It's about the size of the stage and twice as long, and it's covered. It's got a roof.
Like there, it's massive.
It's very, very large. Then when she said yes, still for a cheeseburger, it's double cheeseburger now.
If he jumps really high, he can't touch the ceiling.
Yeah, the ceiling is too high for me to touch. And
How did he even build it?
I don't know, and why? But okay, so most of the stuff you see in the video is just when we decide to film the stuff that we always do. So
Yeah,
it's
so
a pretty
that's
good
our
window. But then that requires editing, which is boring. So we don't film as much when we're really active and really busy.
Yeah.
But recently we've been building quadcopters, and that started out. My brother bought me a DJI Phantom, and I got some awesome footage of that, and I loved it. And so I started buying more and more different, small quads because I liked the speed of them, and I realized there was nothing on the market that was as fast as what I wanted. So I designed and built my own, and then she really liked that. So then she built her own. And now we both have them. And they're super fast. She's a great pilot. She learns very quickly. I continue to underestimate her, and that's saying something, because she learns too quickly. I'm really good at Halo. She can beat me.
Really good.
And she's been playing for 2 days. I feel very inferior. Reinforcements. I can do the voice better.
Alright. You. What was your first experience with the fandom? Like, how did you get
No idea where that came from. Where is
Okay.
the face?
Where is the fish? I heard a voice and saw a guy going like this, but he wasn't talking.
Well, the first convention I went to was Evergreen Northwest about, 3 years ago? 2012. Okay. Wow. The end of the world. Yeah, right? Everyone, even though everyone knew it was fake, we're all kind of like,
It's fake, right?
okay, we're good. Yeah. And that was, wow, okay, so 2012, that was really fun, and it was so eye-opening.
That
I was like,
wasn't the first experience, though.
no, I was saying the first convention. I was getting into it, okay? Calm down your butt, all right? Okay. And so the first letter I got, the first thing that was like, what exists out in the world today, was from this fan named Tim Grofter, who I still call my first fan. And he was like, I'm a huge fan of the show. And I was like, oh, like 8-year-old girl? What? 22-year-old man? Yeah, I know, but still, it was just like, oh, okay. And, my family and I are not judgmental people at all, so we were definitely, I'd say, quite open-minded, especially compared to some other people. And, it was an adventure figuring out why there was a Phantom for a show that we all thought was for children, but it all makes sense now, and it's a fantastic phenomenon. And that was definitely the first, what is this?
You guys actually were kind of pioneers in opening a lot of the other show staff's eyes to the Brony community, because from the outside, I think a lot of people, the first thing that they do is misunderstand. They don't understand. Like, why would you make this? And you really only have to go to one convention and talk to a few people to have your eyes open. In fact, a guy from Playboy magazine came to BabsCon in order to write, a scathing article about how ridiculous we were. And
That was his plan.
That was his plan. That was his plan the whole time, and he loved it. And he felt like a jerk.
Did any of you
for
read
going to
that
that.
story?
You should
That's
read that article.
Good. It's a good piece.
I actually won a T-shirt because I read the full article on Playboy and said I read it for the articles. I was like, ah! So that's cool. I read an article on Playboy instead of what most people go there for. But anyway, that's beside the point.
It seriously was a good article.
Really good article. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It only really takes going to one convention and talking to some people to realize, okay, to kind of get what the appeal is. But you guys are some of the first to do that. That was my point in the show staff, and a lot of people, because of your research or because of you going there, opened their eyes to that as well.
Yeah, I think for us, well, Michelle is the youngest regular cast member on MLP, and so, and as I mentioned, she was the youngest regular cast member.
great.
Yeah, especially in the first year there was not even secondary characters that were younger. But so she was 10 when she started. I think she was 9 when she auditioned, 10 when she started the first season, and then when she was 11, one day. Somebody at one of the sessions, one of the producers mentioned that there was an unexpected fandom springing up about the show, and they mentioned a little bit about it. But it wasn't really that, I just kind of heard that in the background. But then I was searching for something on YouTube, and I happened to come across a video. I can't even remember how I came across it. It was really a fluke, and I came across a video that someone uploaded up Hush Now Quiet Now. And I recognized the title of the song, and I thought, oh, wait, what is this? So I played it, and I was, oh, that's Michelle. What the heck? So I started, and I looked at it, and it had 500,000 views, which was shocking to me. I just couldn't believe that there was a video that she was singing on that had 500,000 views. So I started reading hundreds and hundreds of comments, and then what I kept thinking to myself was, who are these people? Because this is not they were well written, clearly whatever written. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've ever spent any time on YouTube, but a lot of comments are not very well written. I'm just kidding. I know. No, they really were well written, and they were also clearly not written by children either. Just the general vocabulary. They were just confusing to me because I realized right away that they seem to be written by older people, and so I remember saying to my husband, like, what, where is this coming from? So I really started looking into it more, and there were a few major publications then who had written articles, and then I checked into it more and more. So I did a ton of research. I started going into forums, I started going into everything so that I could really understand what was going on. And frankly, at the beginning, I started to do it out of concern of having a young child on the show. And then the more research that I did, the more I became settled that, sure, I could find fringe stuff that I wasn't keen about, but there was the main core of the fandom I was actually quite impressed with. And then Everfree Network contacted me about doing an interview with her, and that kind of really kicked the ball rolling too in terms of really connecting with the fandom and getting to know people in the fandom, and then the first convention happened. And even before that, though, we were invited to a season finale thing in Vancouver with the local group there, and Daniel Ingram was going, so I thought, okay, well, we know Daniel well, we'll brave it. So, but at the time I thought, should I be taking my child to this? Like, really, what is this? I don't know. It's at the library. It can't be that bad. So, season finale.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so, but then after the first major convention, then we realized, no, this is great, and we've been doing it ever since. And a lot of as Gabe said, a lot of the staff on the show said that the reason they started going to conventions is because of the research that I did. So it was worth it, and everybody's quite keen on it now. There you go. I forget what the first
So they're
question
heroes.
was, but- No, that's not it. I'm just saying.
History was made.
All right, so we have about 5 minutes, so let's do some more. You?
Michelle, what do you prefer doing? The voice of Apple Bloom or singing Sweetie Belle?
Yeah. Well, I do Alpha a lot more, so I have a bias towards her.
Oh, yes, next question.
I need to ask,
Does the underside of the table say table, 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 table?
While they look, Evan, you had a question too? Yes, you.
It says gullible, actually. Gullible.
Idiot.
All right, you go ahead.
Do you ever slip into like the voice of Apple by accident when you're speaking after you've been doing it so long? Like, do you ever just accidentally slip into it when you're talking to yourself for an hour?
Well, the thing is that in our family we just talk in accents all the time, and
Which is probably where you got the apple.
yeah, which is probably where I got that from. And not really. I mean, it's kind of that voice kind of has its like reserved spot for when
On
I
the
need
shelf.
it. Yeah, it's
Um,
not one that I really slip into a lot. I don't know. It's strange.
You more than you realize, actually.
Okay, well.
A few times you'll catch yourself, but you'll be like, just like a couple weeks ago, you were somewhere and I heard you go. You said something. You went, "Ah, you went, that's a cute voice." Ah, no, it sounds too much like Apple. Because she's always trying to think of new, voices to do. And, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There's someone right here in the front.
No, but yes.
Oh, I'm
no,
sorry.
after he's done. You.
When you're on your off stage, do you constantly try and one-up each other or break into spontaneous rap battles?
Yes. The thing is with Gabe and I, everything is a competition. Somehow we're still
I
friends.
know, it's a shame.
Like,
Because imagine what we could do if we teamworked it.
yeah.
We
Then
do
when I
teamwork.
always say that it's we actually do work as a team most of the time, but little things like when we're playing board games, we can. So there's a game called Blocks. Does anyone know what that is?
Oh man.
Okay, yeah. So it's.
I beat you.
Yeah, you did. Very rare.
I know.
It's actually true.
I wasn't
So
even
we
hiding
played
any
the game.
pieces in my hand.
I know, right? So we finished the game, we played a couple rounds, and somehow, 20 minutes later, we changed the game to who can sort the 4 colors of pieces into separate piles the fastest.
It's when we were putting it away, and then an hour later, we're still going.
And like timing it on our app, was like, done! It's like 24.3332 seconds. Well, mine was 28.3333 seconds.
Man, it's true though.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Michelle, as Apple Bloom, please say that I want it now.
I want it
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Speaking of competitions earlier, any chance you two will get into a dance competition later on today?
I would have to check their schedule to see if I can fit it in.
A dance
Where is
competition.
that?
Well, maybe we can include that in the concert.
Is that a thing? Alright.
Why, is there a dance competition here?
There is later today, but as you saw a jet lag, I thought,
I guess it depends on what, how everything else is shaping up.
Depends on who we can pay off.
Possible.
What time is that, if it can be worked out? Oh, we'll look at the schedule.
We'll figure it out. Next question. You.
Are we going to see Christoph and Sloth again?
Oh,
Music
yes.
and Madness is close.
Yes. Christoph
Yeah.
Gosh will always live on.
If you guys like
But my
Christoph
hair
and
got
Sloth-
shorter.
What's in the pumpkin one?
The pumpkin one.
Yeah,
I'm still thinking
quite
pumpkin
fun.
off the walls.
And egg.
And egg, pumpkin and egg.
But I cut off like a foot off my hair. It used to be a lot longer.
How did you get a foot on your hair? Is the question.
But now my bun is all screwed up. Like I had this perfect formula for how to make a schloff bun, and now it's just all awry. It's just very sad.
Do the introduction of stuff.
Oh, the introduction. I don't know if you guys have seen Christoph and Schlaf, but you should. Yeah. If you want, you should watch them on her YouTube channel, and then maybe we'll do a live one tomorrow at Music and Madness. Okay. What? All right.
What is our panel? Okay.
Hello. Welcome to Christoph.
What schloff?
And then we go into crazy when I do something, and then she does something and scares the schnitzel out of me.
All right. So I believe that concludes the Meet the Show Staff panel.
Christopher Schlapp, surgery.
Buy some apples.
So, right directly after this, there will be an autograph session somewhere. Conference room 5. So,
And then
and then there's another panel after that called "You're Open the Door," which is a very interesting panel about how to actually break into showbiz. So we will see you guys then. Oh yeah, and in case the concert's also tonight at 7 in this room.